Hello, beautiful friends. I am coming to you with this week's oracle reading, and it is from this beautiful deck. There's the back of the cards for you guys to check out a little bit. This is the Mystical Shaman Oracle deck, and this one is really special to my heart in that it is something that was channeled by Alberto Vivaldo, who is actually one of the shamans whose lineage I have studied under, specifically the training that I offer, the energy of love or the Munai key rites. And so I was really excited to finally be able to pick this deck up and be able to start engaging with it. And so it is newer for me, so it'll be kind of fun to see how these cards want to come out, what messages want to come forth for you guys, and also it's tapping into that more strong earth medicine, which is one of my areas of specialty. So really excited for this deck today. So just gonna get it really nice and shuffled up. Let's see what wants to pop out for our 3 cards today. So thank you guys for coming to the Golden Phoenix Healing channel. And this is just going to be a 3-card general reading for the collective to see if there's any focal points for your week, if you need any clarity on a specific area of your life. And as always, I recommend, that one back for right now, that you use your own intuition and that you decide what feels like it resonates for you. Take that, leave what does not. If it doesn't resonate, sometimes that happens. It might not be for you, and that's okay. Just check back next week and see if that does. It's really all just going to be a little different each time. So just go ahead and allow yourself to connect with your own intuition and discern yourself, which is part of the lessons of life, and using our intuition and using these oracle readings as a guide for our journey, for clarity, for inspiration, for confirmation. So we'll do the 3 cards here, and with this, you may choose to pick card 1, 2, or 3, left, middle, or right, however you want to. I will have them time stamped as card 1, 2, and 3, coming from the left to the right. And I encourage you to bring forth any intentions, anything you want clarity on, and hold that in your third eye, in your intuitive awareness center, and then go ahead and select the card or cards that call to you most. And you can choose 1, you can choose 2, you can choose all 3. Some weeks people have said all 3 really resonate in different ways, and it's all just really, again, what you feel called to and what resonates the most with you. So I will go ahead and begin this reading. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Leah Marie, and I'm been doing readings of this nature since I was about 15. I got my first deck and started practicing and learning how to connect more with spirit guides, angels, ancestors, animal spirits, ascended masters. And so I do channel through a large collective of divine energies for these readings, and they're always a little different in terms of who wants to come through. And today's, it does feel strongly going to be that earth energy. So it's tapping into more the animals, the ascended masters, the ancestors, and all the things of the earth plane, the animals and insects and birds too. So go ahead and start with the first card here, which is in reverse. This deck doesn't have necessarily meanings for the reversals because they are kind of a deep energy in on their own right now. So I am going to read them in the upright. And this particular one is calling out the upper world. And the upper world is the space in the earth medicine realm where we journey through shamanic journeying, through trance dance, through sacred drumming and rattling to connect with our angels, ancestors, ascended masters for the purpose of receiving insights and clarity. And this card speaking right away, there is like kind of that energy, could be a little eagle, could be a little owl. I feel like it's open to interpretation, with also this energy of the moon coming in here, and I'm feeling the sense of the moon coming in back here. So strong connection to our intuition, and seeing it too actually as a really interesting opening behind this bird, this winged being, and the clouds that are kind of happening there. So I'm feeling right away that this is opening up your awareness to something new, opening up your intuition. We're getting like the deep blues and indigos. So not only in the intuition, but opening that up so you can more freely speak your truth, which is a theme that's been coming up the last few weeks actually in different readings. And so kind of parting the way and tapping into going into these upper realms. And also with the birds and the bird kingdom specifically, they speak a lot not just about communication and messages from our helpers, but they also speak to higher perspectives. And so utilizing this travel to the upper world for the purposes of seeing whatever situation that you're referencing right now or looking for clarity on, if you had a specific something, for looking for more of a higher perspective in relation to it. So, this is what this is calling for. So, whether you go into a state of meditation or you do have the opportunity to do some trance or astral travel if you're into that kind of stuff. Otherwise, I do offer sessions on that to help guide people and have a monthly class as well at a local yoga studio here where we do drum journeys for the purpose of travel. And so that's another way you could tap into that. But you can do this on your own in your own meditative practice. It's just really the energy that's coming through is like it's time to travel up to higher perspectives and up to seeing the situation from a different perspective, because where you're seeing it from now isn't giving you all the pieces that you need to fully understand the situation that you're dealing with. Also, just going to point out that 59 breaks down to 5, which is the number for change. So, this likely is indicating as well that there's some change happening or about to happen in your life. And that can be in relation to anything, again, because this is a general reading, but it can specifically be changing your perspective is what's being called for you to get what you need. And that once you change your perspective, you will then have a change not only in your internal world, but then you can have that change in the external world. And so I really encourage you guys to tap into that and to really connect using even the visualizations of this beautiful palette that's really coming into the throat and the third eye chakra colors. So I'm going to move on to the second card here, which is the hummingbird. Beautiful friend. This actually came out really strongly this weekend for someone I was working with. And the hummingbird is such a beautiful gift. She is generally referred to as grandmother in earth medicine traditions. She rests at the direction of north, and she helps link us to our ancestors and our grandmothers and grandfathers. And one of her biggest gifts is that she teaches us how to savor the joy in all experiences, to not judge things as good, bad, right, wrong, but shows us that each experience is a teacher that's meant to teach us something that we on a soul level wanted to come here to learn. And so she is a really beautiful blessing, and she can show you how to savor that sweetness, that nectar in life in all situations. And even in this energy too, it almost looks like she has some, looks like eggs here is how I'm reading it, or being shown it energetically. So it's like some of you might be in this incubation period where you don't necessarily feel that joy is in all the experiences, because the reality is we're going through a lot of intense things right now as a species. The whole of humanity is going through some really intense things, and as such it can be more challenging for us to find the joy in those intense situations. But nevertheless, she's teaching and showing that it's like, even if you are in that egg stage, you will eventually, if you choose to focus on what can I learn from this situation, what joy is there to be found, what light is there to be found in this, the more you allow yourself to be consciously aware that that's possible, the more it becomes possible for you and your reality. And it really does begin by you believing that joy is possible in even the most challenging and intense situations. So there's also some really beautiful flowers down here, and it's sort of moving out of that energy, and the beautiful golden moon behind. So again, using your intuition, allowing your intuition to show you and guide you into seeing the joy, because maybe your physical eyes and your physical sensations aren't perceiving it, but you need to go a little deeper, and going deeper will then bring that forth. And that feels really powerful within this card. The number 26 breaks down to 8, which today is coming through really as this like infinite flow of energy and kind of tapping into a cycle. So that cycle, and it is almost like an 8 echoed here in the 2 eggs as well, I'm seeing now. So it's that infinite movement. Life is an infinite flow that has many beginnings and many ends to cycles. And we are also, many of us, going through different cycles right now. So kind of tapping in to see, where are you in your own cycle? And are you in that egg still, or are you already birthed into that hummingbird and coming into new life and new prosperity? So I encourage you to call upon the spirit of the hummingbird to help guide you in your life, in your activities, in whatever it is that you could use more acknowledgement of joy. And just watch the magic that unfolds. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the third card here, which is the Rainmaker. Really beautiful card with a woman with wings, and she is holding a disc above her head. And so the Rainmaker is a really beautiful energy that taps into calling upon the rain for cleansing. So the power of water is really not only nourishing but very cleansing to us. And in a lot of the native traditions, there would be an individual who would do what is called a rain dance. So there would be times of drought and times of, challenge with that, as nature, nature does its own thing, as we know, obviously. And so this is really calling out to me that there may have been something going on in your life where you were in a bit of a drought, or you weren't necessarily getting the resources or having access to the resources that you need. And if you have already moved through that, the rain has already started coming. If you haven't, this is time to begin to go deeper in to call up the rain. And what I mean by that is to call out to whatever you connect with in terms of the divine forces in the universe. Like as you can see, her hands are up, so she's in this dance where she's calling out energetically, is what I feel. Like her heart chakra's like open to us, and her arms are up. She's in this state of energetic dancer praise, calling out like for the resources that she needs. Because if we don't have inside of us what we need, or we don't consciously know that we do, that is when we have this beautiful opportunity to call out to spirit to give us whatever it is that we need. And there are no limitations with that. Spirit can literally give us anything that we need, that we don't feel that we have. So if you have been feeling like you've been in your own sort of drought, or in a space where you feel you don't have all that you need, I encourage you now to really call upon the energy of the Rainmaker. And it doesn't have to just be for the purposes of bringing something specific into your life. It can be to help you create something new as well. And so it's sort of when this energy of when the rain comes in, it cleanses the earth away and leaves this fresh new palette. So it could also be speaking to that as well. So if the first sort of read on that didn't resonate so much, this card is also giving me this second energy of bringing forth a space of new creation. And within that, there's all these beautiful colors and textures coming out, just sort of expanding and exploding out from her. And I feel that this is a really powerful time for creation for you as well. And so I invite you guys to really tap into that. See, is it something that you feel you need, or is it that you have just had this big clearing and cleansing and you've got your life as kind of a fresh palette itself, or a fresh canvas that you are ready to start painting a new reality onto. And I encourage you to co create that new reality, arms and heart wide to the source of all creation, to help you co create this new reality if that aspect resonates more with you. And pointing out again, too, that this is actually a beautiful 42 breaks down to six, and six is this energy of harmony. And so coming into harmony with yourself, with what you want to create, and even coming into harmony, you didn't have necessarily what you needed, but you want to invite that in. So coming into a more harmonious relationship with source so that you can have all of your needs met and feel free to move through all of life in a more beautiful dance, as it were. Again, kind of playing into the hummingbird. It's like bringing that joy into anything that you're experiencing. And I don't know about you guys, but when I feel joy, I like to dance. And if that's something that resonates with you guys, it may also be a call to start bringing more dance into your life as well, with either the hummingbird or the rainmaker. I'm just kind of feeling this sense that dance is important, and if you are feeling a little stuck or heavy, that getting in some movement to some music that you really feel called to would help. So that feels pretty much like what wants to come through for you guys today. So thank you so much for checking out this reading. I hope that things resonated, that you find some beautiful nuggets to take with you into your week. If there's anything that you want to share or you have questions, feel free to let me know. I am always here. And if you look in the description box with this, there is some notes on how you can get a hold of me, and you can feel free to check there and keep me posted. So thank you so much, and have a wonderful, very beautiful and joy-filled week, everybody. Bye-bye.